Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today we discuss if being on a reality TV show can prevent you from getting drafted in the NFL. Why are we talking about this? Well, Spencer Rattler got drafted in the 5th round by the New Orleans Saints, and I'll show you this clip here in a second from Ian Rapoport. Basically, Ian Rapoport alludes to the fact that some teams did not draft Spencer Rattler because if you remember about Spencer Rattler, he participated in this Netflix reality TV show where they followed around these like top quarterback prospects in high school, and it is called QB1 Beyond the Lights, by the way. And Spencer Rattler came off as a Ian in this clip I'll show you says it a lot more nicely, but he comes off as a asshole in it, for lack of a better word. So I'll just go ahead right now. I'll show you this clip here from Ian Rapoport at the NFL draft on the NFL Network, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Let's bring you in, Ian Rapoport. What's your 2 cents here?
Rich, that is some of the issue. The ceiling for Spencer Rattler. Teams really wondered, can this guy be a long-time or even short-time starter? Is he going to be a career backup? I want to go through some of the teams that did work and visited with him who might have a needed backup quarterback. Texans, Seahawks, Colts, of course, have Flacco. Giants did not end up taking the quarterback. The Raiders, of course, did not. The Packers as well. But I want to mention something in addition to this. And this is kind of weird to say, honestly. Spencer Rattler did a reality show in high school. It's called QB1 Beyond the Lights. It did not make him look great. And it is unbelievable how many different teams mentioned to me the image of him in that show and how they can't get it out of their heads, which I think would be a public service announcement to all 17-year-olds. But it is fascinating as teams weigh whether or not to draft him.
Damn. They cannot get the image of him from that TV show out of their heads. That is absolutely fascinating. The main reason we were talking about this is because I saw a lot of people online basically saying like the fact that they're holding Spencer Rattler accountable for the fact that, of who he was or how he acted when he was a 17-year-old, when he's getting drafted at 23, 24 years old, he's going to turn 24 at some point this year, is, pretty stupid by the NFL. Like, how dare they not allow for the fact that Spencer Rattler can, grow as a person, the fact that he can mature. And I have a lot of South Carolina people in my life. I've interviewed people from that cover South Carolina on this podcast, and they've had nothing but good things to say about Spencer Rattler since he's been there. His on-field performance and off-field performance. Spencer Rattler's really never had that I know of, like any, since that, other than that TV show, nothing really like off the field that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe there is something like that, maybe at Oklahoma, but I didn't follow him enough at South Carolina for him to really, follow anything. And I don't think there was anything like that. But again, if you watched him in that TV show, and this is kind of like the thing with a lot of these NFL teams is, they're looking for reasons not to draft you. When these NFL teams are getting together, they're scouting over like 300 plus people to potentially draft and be on their team and be a part of their organization. At that point, when you're evaluating that many people, you are looking for reasons not to draft people. That is what they are doing. Now, you can say sometimes they overthink some of that stuff. And, that is where stupid decisions can be made. And that's a point a lot of people are making about Spencer Rattler here. But damn, first impressions mean a lot. And that was most people's first impressions of Spencer Rattler. And for a lot of people, it might be their only impression of Spencer Rattler's that TV show. I don't know anyone that watched that TV show and took Spencer Rattler's side on anything. He was basically his personality in that TV show. If you ever watched the movie Draft Day with Bo Callahan, which was like the quarterback that had no friends, that was basically like the impression you got from Spencer Rattler in that show, where it was like everyone is hanging out with you because you're a 5-star and you're committed to Oklahoma. They are not hanging out with you because of your personality. If you had this personality and you were, a C student who was on the tennis team, no one would hang out with you. You would not have any friends. You would sit alone at lunch every day. That is the personality that he had in that TV show. Now, again, like I said, the people at South Carolina have told me he's matured. He's they loved him. They absolutely loved him. But getting to the fact about talking about him falling in the draft, because, that is a little bit of a conversation when it comes to this stuff. Is the fact that Spencer Rattler got taken in the 5th round today, was it because teams were so scarred by that reality TV show that they didn't want to draft him and he just fell all this way down because of that show? Or was it because this dude's just a day 3 talent and probably his ceiling at the NFL is a backup? I think it's more that than it is in the reality TV show. It wasn't some sort of tragedy that he fell. I don't even know. You can make the argument he didn't fall at all. You can make the argument he didn't fall. Ian Rapoport just said teams weren't interested in him because of that show. He didn't say that he fell because of it. Again, this is a thing that's been out for like 5+ years at this point. And he was the 7th quarterback taken after Bo Nix. It wasn't like there was like 6. If there was like 6 quarterbacks or something like taken before him, or even if he fell to the 7th round, I'd buy that. Like, holy crap, that show really affected his draft stock. But he got taken before Joe Milton. He got taken before Jordan Travis. He got taken before Devin Leary. He got taken before the Tulane quarterback. I'm not sure if Sam Hartman got drafted. I haven't checked the whole 7th round yet because I recorded this right after the 7th round ended. But I don't think this is like some sort of like travesty that he fell to the 5th round, right? Because I don't think he fell. Or that in fact he got taken in the 5th round. I think he got taken in the 5th round because he's a 5th round talent. And this dude's ceiling is a backup in the NFL. And I think more than likely in 5 years, he might not be in the NFL just because he's not talented enough. And it might have something to do with his personality, but it might be more of just his talent. The quarterback position is very unique, but there have been teams in the past that have ignored or looked past other very, very, off-field concerns or personality concerns with quarterbacks and taken them first overall, by the way, or taken them in the 1st round. I have 3 right off the top of my head. 1, Johnny Manziel. I'm not even going to talk about his off-the-field stuff. You know it. I'm sure you know it. Browns didn't have any concerns about that. Took him right away in the 1st round. Jameis Winston, look back at some of the stuff that he did at Florida State, had a lot of maturity issues. How about Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield literally at Oklahoma grabbed his junk and, pointed it at the Kansas crowd and said, "Suck it." He ran away from police in a bath towel. Browns said, "You know what? We're taking him number 1." Bucks were like, "You know what? We're taking Jameis Winston number 1." So, and those guys like had way more off the field concerns than Spencer Rattler. Guys, the thing is, in the NFL, if you're talented, they will take you. They will take you. They will find you. And here's the good thing about Spencer Rattler. If you're a South Carolina person, or if you're a person that's out there rooting for Spencer Rattler, or if you're just Spencer Rattler himself, Spencer Rattler is the backup behind check down Derek Carr. Derek Carr, he was a little bit underwhelming, let's say, his first year in New Orleans. He was checked down in a bad way, where he wouldn't let routes develop and he would just check down right away. That happened multiple games. And when you have Chris Olave, like I did on my fantasy team, that became very frustrating. And if Derek Carr has some struggles, gets banged up a little bit, Spencer Rattler might get his chance. And hey, man, there's a lot of worse situations he could have went into to be a backup than the New Orleans Saints, with that home field advantage that they have in the Superdome, with some of the talent that they have on offense. Not necessarily the biggest fan of Dennis Allen as their head coach, but they still seem to always have like a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. So if Spencer Rattler really is the guy that a lot of people are saying, or a lot of people thought he would be out of high school, he's going to have a chance to prove it on the Saints, because I don't believe in Derek Carr. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this video here today. If you got this far in the video, thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment on your thoughts on this video, or what you think about Spencer Rattler and where he got drafted. Do you think he got drafted too high, too low, just right, kind of like what I think? Just let me know your comments. Maybe explore the Sports Detective podcast channel. You might find some other videos that we've been doing over the last few weeks that you might enjoy. Some NBA talk. We talked a little bit of college basketball towards the end of that season. We, as the summer is going to progress, we're probably going to die down on NFL here in the next few weeks, and we're really going to crank up college football and keep going on the NBA. So make sure you subscribe to our channel if you like stuff like that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.